Hello and welcome back to Legislative Update. I'm here with Representative Jerry Newton, and we're going to talk a little bit about the end of session and what all happened. Let's start off a little bit with the fact that this was a bonding session, and you guys jumped out of the gate and got that done pretty early.
Yes, we had the bonding finished about 2 weeks or 2 months before the end of session. And it wasn't exactly what we were hoping for. We were looking something in the range of $900 million to provide more jobs. But we settled on, I think it was about $680 million worth of bonding. And the good news is that a lot of these projects have already been bid on, and people are back to work and starting to work on some of the projects.
Not to mention the fact that that's going to put 14,000 Minnesotans back to work, correct?
Yes.
In infrastructure.
Well, you know, it's terribly important in my area because we've got some 4,000 people unemployed in my district, and a lot of them are blue-collar construction workers. So these are, by and large, the types of projects that will help get them off the bench and back working.
Nice. And the legislature also got to work on a jobs bill, too, which kind of piggybacked off the bonding bill. And can you kind of talk about that and what kind of tax credits were involved?
Yeah, a lot of this has to do with Bloomington, and there were some special tax credits that were given, and the city of Bloomington was putting up some money. There's going to be hotels and things, and most of it is associated with an expansion, a future expansion of the Mall of America. So we're putting people back to work in that also, and I don't know how far along they were in terms of the design and everything, but I would anticipate that they're going to be going out for bids and there'll be jobs in that area also. So people won't be having to go to the Dakotas looking for construction work. They'll be able to stay here around the Twin Cities. And
also included in that was something dealing with angel investors. And can you talk about that?
Angel investor is, we're encouraging businesses to take somewhat of a risk, and we're helping them with this to get startup businesses going, small businesses, and to provide we're providing some of the funding, and we're asking them to invest in these small businesses as well. And we're giving them incentives to do that. And it's something that was asked for by the Chamber of Commerce and something that the governor especially wanted. But once again, it's looking at, we have startup businesses like Medtronic that started in a garage. And now it's this multinational, international company. And that's what we're hoping for, is to get some more of these small businesses started that will keep Minnesota moving.
And speaking of small businesses, you did something to help out veterans this session too, didn't you?
Yes, the Department of Economic Development had a program, and I think it was a couple $100,000 that was designed to give businesses $20,000 if they lost a member of their employment. Say they were an advertising agency and they lost someone who was going to the National Guard and was going to be deployed. Well, they weren't using this money, and so I carried a bill that will provide that returning servicemen are eligible for that same $20,000 interest-free loan to start a small business. So it'll help some of them. These aren't going to be major businesses, but they might want to do a lawn care business, or one of them was going to do a snack bar out at Fort Snelling. So it's just a means of helping people get a start. One of the sad things about the deployment of the Red Bulls is that some 40% of them coming back didn't have jobs when they returned. And during that year that they were gone, they lost the jobs or the companies folded. So we need to get them back to work as well.
Yeah, that's very important. In our last minute or two, can you kind of talk about the end of session and what happened with the governor's unallotments in that whole court case?
Yeah, this was a very important issue, and people, I think, get wrapped up in power play and what was unallotted, what wasn't unallotted. The important thing is that this really defined the roles of the legislature and the governor, and that was the real issue. It wasn't about the unallotment so much, but we can't have a situation where the governor makes all the decisions. There's no need for a legislature. If you wait and he says, well, you didn't come to a conclusion, you didn't reach an agreement with me, so I'll just decide what's going to be cut, what's going to be granted. And so, it's the thing we learn in basics in high school and college about government, about the three branches and them having equal powers.
Nice. Well, that just about does it for this segment. When we come back, we're going to kind of talk about looking forward, what's going on in your district.
Good. Thank you.